Trying to make sure this bright is on. I don't know what's going on, but it's on. Hey, maybe it's just dark in my vehicle. I don't know. But listen, let me let the audience build up. Okay, now it's a little lighter. This is just the way I might have my phone adjust. I know. It's getting lighter. I want my hand all in there. Still looking dark to me. I don't know if I'm gonna do this live or not. I don't know. Every time maybe if I drive into the light. Let's see if Facebook builds an audience. See if anyone want to hear this message. If not, I just log off, right? Got one person on. Share with your friends. Share with your friends as you come on. Hit like and hit share. Hit like and hit share. If I don't get enough people on live, I want to talk about how you should use credit and not cash flow or cash to become richer, financially free, start building wealth, pay off debt, right? As the Bible says, have plenty more to put in store, walk in prosperity and in health, even as your soul prosper. Remember all that? So, I hashtag Patty Murphy in my in this Facebook Live because I tagged Kevin, right? Kevin and I are going to go live tonight on Facebook. You all don't want to miss this. And then tomorrow, 10 o'clock a.m., Jackson, Mississippi and surrounding areas. If you tune into the beat of the capital, 97.7 FM, the Otha Kane Financial Power Hour. I don't know. I might just redo this video because I don't like the way my lighting is, right? All right, I got 2 people live. So the 2 people live, make sure you hit like and share. I don't know what's going on. But so I want to start talking about or discussing using your credit, right? After it's repaired, after negative items are removed. And then you have to rebuild and restore it by adding positive items. How to now play this credit game and start using your credit to start making more money, and why you should use your credit, right? Not your cash flow. How can I use my credit to get out of debt if I'm in debt? That's a great question. How can I use my credit to get out of debt if I'm knee deep in debt, right? I believe, and Kevin's going to come with his opinion, so that's why I'm sneaking and put my points in and doing this video. I believe that cash flow, right, should be used to pay your monthly bills, positive cash flow, and credit should be used to get out of debt. Again, so you might ask yourself, how can I use credit to get out of debt if I'm deep in debt, right? Knee deep in debt. What can I do? Well, this is what you can do. Number 1, if you have collections and charge-offs, did you know that it's a breach of your privacy once your debt is sold by someone without your consent and without your permission? And I have, because along with so many other Fair Credit Reporting ads, okay, now my audience is coming in Facebook, so let's talk. Hit the thumbs up, hit like, and hit share. So do you know I have saved, or because they have the law on their side, people have thousands, and I'm not talking about one, I'm talking about $4,000, $8,000, $13,000 of collections and charge-offs. I got a phone call that they are now no longer obligated to pay because they invested in hiring me as their coach to dispute those charge-offs and collection. Don't you know you had a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act on your side? Don't you know that if it's medical bill, you have HIPAA laws, and not just HIPAA laws, it's Fair Credit Reporting Act laws. HIPAA is Health Insurance Privacy Portability Act on your side, that if someone sells your information without your consent, that you have the laws on your side to deviate. Because a lot of time when debt collectors buy your debt, right, when they purchase your debt, they don't purchase, number one, all the original agreements and contract that comes along with it. Number two, they purchase it for pennies on the dollar, right? But that's not even, so what they're saying you owe, you don't owe, because they didn't purchase it for that amount. Usually it's just a transaction between whoever you enter into an original agreement with. And then you have to ask yourself, even with credit card debt, what original agreement did I have with you to pay back this certain amount? I just applied for the loan, but there was nothing, no agreement in terms in writing. And by my application, you, in good standing, extended me a line of credit, right? And but there was no, but that's a whole nother in-depth topic. Agreement in place to pay this back. So once those debt are sold to another person, a third party, it's a breach of your privacy. And also the original instrument of agreement that you signed with the original person or agreement, it was no longer a part of your credit card application to begin with, and the debt collector surely don't have it because it never existed, especially when it comes to credit card debts. And that's why repossessions are the same thing too. With repossessions, you do have an addebtment of payment in place, or a repayment plan, but often the repossession companies don't have that ability to collect from you as well. And so this is why, if you have debt, you should build your credit. You should save thousands of dollars of trying to pay debt collectors. And if you don't know how to do it, you can reach out to me and hire me to do it, be your credit coach for you, and save yourself thousands and thousands of dollars of trying to pay these collection agency out when they don't have legal rights to collect from you. And then for your other debts, you might be thinking, once you get your credit cleared and you're clearing up debts that you may not owe or anything, you're saying, well, hey, what if I can't make my mortgage note, right? What if I can't make my vehicle note and I want to keep it? Then you use cash flow to pay those bills and obligations. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what's whining. I'm at a detail shop. Then you use cash flow to pay those bills and your obligations. But you should use credit. You should use the laws on your side. If you have collections, if you have charge off, you should use credit, right, to refinance. Because hey, build your cash flow. That's great. But if you're paying 19, 15, 12% interest, you're still going to extend more cash flow out versus someone who's paying 0, 3%, and 5% interest, right? So use your credit, right, to get yourself out of debt, to save money, right, to save thousands of dollars from charge-offs and collections, to get some things refinanced, right, to get more positive cash flow. So now, because Kevin commented, that's why I'm being petty with him on one of my Facebook posts, that when I said, I made a post that you use credit to buy things that you can afford, right? And then someone asked me, well, why would you use credit? Because if you can afford it, why would you use credit to purchase something that you can afford? My answer is, why not? Why not use somebody else's money at 0%, right? Yeah, Kevin, I need to bring you on camera because I'm talking about you, Kevin. Why not use someone else's money at 0% or 3.75%, and then use someone like a Kevin to show you how to invest your money, right? Your cash money, and get 12, 15, 18% gains off of your money? Why use your cash? Why use your oh Lord, I was about to get my car detailed. And then I forgot my billfold in my truck. I've been driving my truck this week. So I'm like, let me see if I have my cash money. Yeah, because I think I left it in my truck. I decided to drive the car today. So why not, right? Learn how to get credit at 0% interest or even lower. Use somebody else's money, right? So, for example, if I got 20,000 cash, this would be my strategy. And Kevin might think different. This would be my strategy. I got 20,000 cash. Nah, I'm going to bring it down. I saved up. I'm a college student. I saved up $5,000 on income tax return come or whatever. $5,000. And I want to buy a vehicle, right? I want to buy a vehicle. Now, I have two options. Number one, I can take my 5K that it took me people are calling me. I can take my 5K that it took me a year or two to build up for emergencies or in investing, right? I believe credit cards are just as good for emergency. But, you know, sometimes things do demand cash. It depends on who you're dealing with. And, or I can get my credit at such a rate, apply for a credit card at 3% interest or even a low interest loan. And then I can take my 5K and learn investing strategies and let that one-time 5K investment make me money for the long term, over and over and over again. Kevin talks about the rule of 72, where now your money is making money, is earning interest, and then you get to a point that after it's set there for so long, the interest on the interest is earning interest, and it just continues and continues and continues. And you can do this at an early age. Put your $5,000 in a good investment, or and it could be earning interest on the interest on interest, right? When I had my Discover card and I bought that home for $5,000, right? For example, I could have rented that home, but I decided to sell it and just get a lump sum from it or for capital gain. But I could have rented that home and still today, 10, 15 years later, I could still be making money off that one-time investment. So use cash to accumulate interest and use cash flow to pay your bills, but use credit to get out of debt, right? Use credit to get out of debt. Use credit to get out of debt. Because credit doesn't always equivalent to debt. Another definition of credit, people, is simply using somebody else's money at a lower interest rate to make more money. Have you ever thought the definition of credit that way? Do you always think the equivalation or the definition of credit means to go charge things and get in debt for things that would depreciate in value? Have you ever thought of another definition or mindset of credit is that I'm using credit to get out of debt? I'm using credit to get somebody else's money or a line of credit so that I can invest in something that's going to appreciate in value and make more money, right? So, hey, Financial Friday, tune in a couple of hours. Kevin and I will have credit and cash flow conversations, and we will hear his part of this. I'm signing off. Happy Friday to you, Miss Coach Deloach.